This week I want to share with you how to start your private investigator business really quickly. I'm talking now to people who have their license and they're ready to hang out their own shingle, open their own detective agency, and make money that way. This is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. I am also the creator of the Investigator's Ultimate Guide series, which is premium private investigator training from, and get this is the important part, someone who's been there and done that. I had my license for 9 years. I ran my own detective agency, owned it, ran it, hired people, got the clients, got the business. So I'm in a position where I can teach not just the tactical real things like how to find somebody, how to do a background check, but how to get the clients, how to keep your business up and running. I've got several videos out about this with stuff that I would just love to I want to just unzip you, stuff all the knowledge in and zip you back up. But today I'm going to talk very specifically about starting your business and what you need to do, what you need to consider. The first thing you need to do is think about real numbers. And I'm talking here about real number of clients that you can get, real numbers about what you can charge per hour, or if you're going to charge per service, if you're going to do process serving or not, what services you're going to offer, but think in very real numbers. I have a weakness for people out there that are running scams and hustles trying to sell. They're called biz-ops, business opportunities. And it's funny because you'll see online somebody who wants to teach you how to make a fortune selling a scented candle or a scented candle subscription. And so they've got the website, and for $37, they'll teach you how to sell scented candle subscriptions where people monthly get a new scented candle. And so you buy the $37 thing, and they'll tell you exactly what to do. They'll tell you, look, you put up the website, you have the links to the supplier, you promote it on social media, and you collect your money. And they will then add towards the end of that $37 training, oh look, for $97, we'll sell you the training on exactly how to do this step by step. So first they taught you what you need to do, and then they're going to sell you more to teach you how to do it. How do you get the website up and running? What plugins do you use? Where do you get suppliers? How do you pay them? How do you open an account? How do you promote on? So they'll teach you all the hows, and then at the end of that training, they'll say to you something like, look, for $120 a month, we'll put up the website for you. We've got the articles and the sales letters and all the images and photography and headlines. You just pay us $120 a month, and all you got to do is just drive customers to the website. Very interesting. And what they'll do then is say, look, if you just generate one sale a day at $300 or $30 for somebody who's going to subscribe, just one sales a day, and you're going to be making $900 a month. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And if you just generate 2 sales a day, that's $1,800 a month. And my goodness, all you got to do is generate 10 sales a day to be making whatever it is, 30 grand a month. What's the math? I don't know. You do the math, drop it in the comments. So, but they have these ridiculous numbers, and you start to say, yeah, all I got to do is get 10 sales a day, and I can live on a beach somewhere sipping Mai Tais. You can't get 10 sales a day. You can't get 2 sales a day. You will not generate 1 sale a day from their little scam hustle thing. They're selling a subscription service to their website and whatnot. They're not even doing what they're promising to teach you. I get that it's attractive, and I get that, it's fun to explore that and imagine the money and that type of thing. But when you're starting your private investigative business, when you're starting your detective agency, you need to look at real numbers. Really, you're not going to do a background check every day. You're not going to be doing a surveillance every day. Whatever numbers you think, you got to scale them way back. You say, well, if I could get just a 3-hour surveillance once a week, then I can count this much money coming in. Yeah, that's great, and you can get there, but you're not going to do that your first 30 days. You're not going to be doing a surveillance once a week. You're just not. You're going to think in terms of background checks, and if I get just 2 human resource departments to hire me, and they just run 10 background checks each per month, and I'm bringing in this money, get some realistic numbers, and my tip to you is tone those numbers way down. You will have essentially no money coming in the beginning. The second thing that I want you to do is look at a realistic budget. What is it actually going to cost you just to keep the doors open? I've mentioned this before in another video, but there are real numbers. You have to pay to keep your website up and running every month. You have to pay to keep your cell phone up and running. Internet access on your computer has to be up and running. Maybe you have subscription database services. You got to pay that every month. You got to pay insurance every month when you hold a license. That gets reported back to the state if you drop that. There's monthly expenses you have. It's going to cost you X number of dollars just to hang out the shingle, just to say you're a private investigator, whether or not you take cases or not, and make that a realistic number. Don't say, well, if I cut back on my morning coffee and eat ramen noodles 3 days a week, then I can get by with $300 a month. Or do the numbers, do the math for real. If it's going to cost you $500 a month just to stay open, then it's going to cost you $500 a month just to stay open. You better be prepared for that. In fact, I would say be prepared for whatever realistic number you have plus the X factor, because eventually the water pump on your car is going to go out, or some other thing that you're not expecting, and you're going to need that little bit of extra money to keep going. So that's number two. Get a realistic budget of what you actually need to be bringing in, or what it's going to cost you every month just to keep your doors open. Finally, the number three thing is marketing. I preach this so many times. I'm not talking about advertising and spending money, but say writing an article for your blog. Maybe you're going to do that every week like I do and have done for 6 years. By the way, shadowanyone.com. Go over there. Keyword search whatever you're interested in. There are hundreds of articles written. You're going to find some about what you're interested in learning in private investigations or process serving or whatever. But you need to be producing information like this and then promoting it. Be careful, because writing articles is great, and you can write 6 articles that first week, and that's phenomenal. I would almost caution you a little bit. Think in terms of maybe writing 3 articles but promoting them. You write 6 articles and they just sit on your blog and nobody goes there. That's not super helpful. If you write 1 article and you promote it on social media or however you like to get the word out, now that article can generate a little bit of traffic. People can come there and learn about you and see that you actually exist. That's helpful. So you gotta do the marketing, and part of that is creating whatever it is you're using to market. And I love the idea of teaching things for free, being a resource for people. That's what I've been doing for the years that I've been online now. And then when they're ready to purchase, in their good time, they will come to you for the reason I'm about to share with you. And this is critically important. Should you fear competition as a private investigator? No, not at all. Why not? Well, remember those articles you're writing. Remember that resource that you're being to potential customers. What they're doing is they're learning to know, like, and trust you. Then when they're ready to make a purchase, they need your services, they're going to reach out to you. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So you don't need to fear competition, because the idea is people develop kind of a relationship, with different companies or stores or people, and it really is always people, and that's who they stick with. I don't care that there's 6 other investigators in your town, or 12 or 20. I don't care about that. Matter of fact, let them promote, let them advertise, let them spend the money to raise awareness, and then when people start to look around, let them find you and know you and like you and trust you. I will tell you an excellent example of this is Andrew over at piadvice.net. Andrew has private investigator contracts, sample reports. He's got a whole investigator bundle over there. Now, you think he's the only cat in town selling those things, or only guy online selling those things? No, they're available out there. My first product was chock full of sample reports and a contract, now that I think about it. Andrew is not my competition. I'm not his competition. Some people like Andrew and the way he teaches and the things he has, and they buy from him. Some people like the things I have and the way I teach, they buy from me. If you do need a contract, if you need sample reports, go to piadvice.net, get his stuff. It's quite worthwhile. Is that the only place you can get that stuff? No. Is that the place I recommend? Yes, because I know him, because I got to see him online, right? Stumble upon his videos one day. Now I kind of know this guy. I know he's out there. I watched for a while. I like him. And now that I've kind of gotten to know him, we've emailed back and forth, we've talked and all sorts of things, that have mailed product back and forth to each other. I totally trust that guy. And I can unreservedly say that's the place you could get that stuff. So don't fear competition. I'm not online. Andrew's not. And you shouldn't be. Worry about if you're doing something that nobody else is doing. If you got an idea like that, that's what should worry you. Because some people have thought of that already and failed. If it's or it's a terrible idea, honestly. I would explain it like this. If you think you've got a system that can beat the casinos, here's my advice to you. Call the casinos, tell them who you are, and give them your address. They will send a stretch limo for free to come pick you up and drive you to their casino, because they know there is no way you got a system that's going to beat them. They're going to, over time, pick your wallet dry. Likewise, if you've got a business idea or a strategy that you think is going to work because nobody else is doing it, you got to wonder if it's been tried before, or maybe it's just a bad idea and people have failed at it before. But if there's competition, if there's other private investigators in your town and they're making a living at it, okay, it's proven this can be done. Now it's just your turn to do it. I want to end by saying very definitively, you can totally succeed at this stuff if you've got the right mentality, the right mental attitude. That's not enough. You got to have the right knowledge, the right skill set, and follow the pattern of the people who've gone before you, who've been there and done that, and listen to what they say. At least evaluate it, and do these things. Get good solid numbers, generate some resources, be genuinely helpful for people, and then when they need to hire you, they will come to you. Give it some time. It definitely takes time, but this is totally doable. If you have any suggestions for people starting out in a detective agency, opening their own doors, and you want to, maybe a mistake you've made or something you've learned that's really helpful, drop it in the comments. We can all learn from each other. In the meantime, this is Larry Kaye with ShadowAnyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.